Good afternoon, all. On behalf of IoT Academy, we welcome you all for the one-day national level faculty development program on green audit and energy audit in higher educational institutions. Let me introduce the resource person of today's session, Dr. Syed Junaid Allabaks. Dr. Syed is currently working as HOD and Assistant Professor, Department of Environmental Science, Arts, Commerce and Science College, Vikramgarh, Palghar. His educational qualifications include BSc, MSc, and PhD in Environmental Science. He has 11 years of teaching experience. He has presented and published numerous papers in various national and international journals. Some of them include Remote Sensing and GIS Approach for Water Pollution and Management and Study and Water Quality Parameters. Dr. Syed has attended numerous FTPs, seminars, workshops, national and international conferences. He is a member and a reviewer of international journals of Photon Journal, Water Research and Humanities, Social Science and Education. He is also selected as a member of editorial board in PJRES International Journal in Environmental Sciences. We welcome you, sir. And with this, we hand over the session to Dr. Syed. Sir, please.
Thank you. Thank you, all of you. First, thank you for me to introduce myself. First of all, and thank you to give me this opportunity, wonderful opportunity to presenting this energy audit and environmental audit. My dear friends, you know about myself. I will explain myself in within 2 minutes. Everyone is audible, na? Hello?
Sir, they can answer.
Okay. So
sir, you're audible, sir. You're audible.
Okay. So, first of all, introduce myself, Dr. Syed Junaid, HOD is an assistant professor, Department of Environmental Science, and ex-IQC coordinator, IT coordinator, Arts, Commerce, Science College, Ponde, Vikramgarh, Palghar. Dear friends, now we have the study about the green audit and energy audit in higher education. First, we understand what is the meaning of audit. Everyone know about the audit. Everyone know one about what is the meaning of audit. But we have seen in short what is the audit. Audit and examination of the account by authorized experts. It means it consists of the business practices, the problem solves, not only problem finders, it also the compilation of this process. In audit, we have the different kinds of the audit are presenting. The energy audit. Hello? Yes, any question?
So sorry to interrupt, sir. The slides are not moving, sir.
Slides are not seen.
The slides are not moving, sir.
Okay.
The slides are not changing.
Okay. No problem. So the energy audit and green audit, it is a part of the environmental audit. In the HEs, we have to evaluate so many kinds of the audit. In that, we have to mention is environmental audit, academy audit, green audit, and energy audit. If we see the environmental audit is originated in the 1970s, is originated by the United States, with checking whether the company is applying with the multiple of new environmental laws and regulation. It means that it is used and extremely valuable tools for the assigning companies, management, system, policy, and equipment. In this, we have to understanding about the audit is the term taken from the financial accounting to the notations of verification of practices and the certificates of the data. In terms of environmental management is some of the objective we are explained in these slides. If you see the main some objectives are the organization and interpretation of the environmental monitoring data, establish a record of changes associated with the implementation of the project is operating organization. The second objective is verification that the selected parameters which is measured by the yes.
Sir, sorry to interrupt, sir. The slides are not changing. Sir, can I start presenting, sir?
No problem, ma'am.
Can I start presenting the slides, sir?
No issue, problem.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Is it visible, sir?
Okay. Yes.
Yes,
Next
sir.
slide.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Next slide. First one, man, please. Back. So this procedure, the environmental audit, some parameters we have identification of in that. We need to show the organization of monitoring of the different record changes in the first. Second is there's the selected parameters measured by the environmental monitoring programs are in the compliance with the regulatory requirements or internal policies standards established by environmental performers. The next one is that the project impact prediction with the actual impacts for the purpose of the assigning accuracy of the prediction. It means what? We had to assigning the some accuracy of prediction of the your environmental issues in your college, institution, university, and any other this. This assignment is assignment which is effectiveness of the environmental management system practices and produces. That will be changes are it depend on the your society, it depend on the college, it depend on the regarding of the institutional or higher education. The determination of the degree and the scope of the necessary remedial or control measure in case of non-compliances or in the event that organization environmental objection are not achieved. We have to facing the so many problems in that. So now we are starting about the green audit. Next slide. That is the environmental. We are seeing the environmental. Now actually we are starting the green audit. My dear friend, we are the explained in the short in the form of the green audit. What is the green audit? What is the concept of green audit? If you see the green audit is the process of identification and determining whether institution practice are eco-friendly and sustainable. It means what is the, it means what? These mean what? The objective these mean what? Our out green audit is check green practices followed by the educational, institutional and conduct a well formulated audit report to the understand where we stand on the scale of environmental soundness. Our higher educations in that we have to identify the greenery. For example, we have the 2-acre area of our institutional. In this 2-acre area, we are occupied 1.5-acre area in the construction buildings and the half-acre area or square that will be present in the gardening, plantation or afforestation. We are in the same. Okay. So reducing the environmental impact. What is the mean of the reducing environmental impact? We have to reduce. If we have the area of the educational institute, we have to some imperatives, some impacts to reduce the greeneries or to impact of the environment. That is what the reducing waste, water, energy costs, and other things. If you see the energy cost, it means annual saving are typically greater than our fee or the audit. It improving the stake with stakeholders. Next slide, please, man. So we have the two ways. We analyze on-site and procedurally. So if you we can understand easily. If you want to identify the on-site presentation or on-site collection, what kind of the on-site collection? If you do number one, understand the scope of audit, analyze the strength and weakness of the internal controls, conduct the audit, evaluation the observation of audit program, prepare a report of the observation side by side. First, we see what will do the on-site work. Understand the scope of audit. We know about the why we are conducting this audit report. It means green audit. Why? Because of some reason we are conducting this green audit. the strength and weakness. It means what? We have to evaluate it positive and negative. It means what? We have to understand or observe how many create afforestation, deforestation, plantation, or gardening. On that basis, we are the conducting the audit. That is the conduct the audit. The evaluation observation of audit program have differently divided in different sections. For example, we have in our college we have 7 departments, and the 7 departments are the 7 buildings. Each buildings is located in the various different location, and that surrounding some plant or presentation or in small quantity of the small area of gardening we are also there. That will be important for that. And on that basis, we have to report to prepare the side by side the report. Next slide. So there are 2 types of environmental audit. That is one internal audit and external audit. First, we understand the what is the mean of internal audit and the what is the mean of the external audit. Dear colleagues, internal audit, it means that we have to conduct yourself or your institutional department which are the eligible for these green audit. This green audit is evaluated or to produce departmental of botany or any botany zoologist professor. It will be easily to understand and evaluated by this department or this subject teachers. Okay, why? Because these experts or your college expert or college committee members, we are easily understand. Understand it means what? We have to understand the nearby your plant, their species, their names, their genes, and the other kind of the in the department in the name as in the procedure of the botanical and zoological. Okay. Then second is external audit. This external audit, it is the performed by the government or other organizations or different kinds of NGOs or consultancies. They are created this external audit. If you see in our NAC criteria 7, that is the mention energy and green audit. But in that we have to evaluate it or we are to conducted by the external audit, not internal audit. Some college are conducted by the internal ways, but it is that is the not valid for the NAC. It is the valid, those valid, they are the conducted by the external. Other than they are defined by the governments, they are defined by the central governments, or they are affiliated by the state or central government. Okay, that means what the control pollution board. It is a mentioned by the pollution control board, state government, central government, or they have to specific authority or they are certificates. They are easily evaluated this external audit. Next one. So in this audit, we are 3 main stages: pre-audit, audit, post-audit. We have to understand about the what is the pre-audit, audit, and post-audit. It is easy to understand these three phases or 3 stages. The audit is divided into 2 parts. We can once again explain about that. Green audit is divided into 2 types. That is, one is internal and another is external. Internal audited by the college level, external audited by the external agencies. They like private, government, affiliated by the governments or any agencies. These agencies, this means external audit, they are identified in 3 phases: pre-audit, audit, and post-audit. So now what is the pre-audit? Pre-audit, it means we have to planning how to evaluate or how to calculate it, this procedure. It means the scope of the audit, ideas defined, various initiatives during the academic year confirmed. For example, in academic year 2020 and 23, we are considering or evaluated some programs. For example, plantation, we are doing the plantation afforestation. We are we are conducting a program of the college level or state level or any kind of level. In this, we are evaluated any program related to the environment, related to the green audit. Okay, in this that create the audit team. First, we have to performance of this audit report. We have to some ethics or some procedure to evaluate it for the committee organization for this conducting of the reports. That is, create the audit team. Include a mixture of skill, talent, and perspective. In audit team, we have to consider as a head of botanical subject, teacher, or environmental sub teachers. That the head and is under there. So different kinds of the teacher also include. For example, you want if you want to the teacher for maths, you can also, if you want to any engineers, you can use in this, or for you have to reporting the skill, you can also use your English teacher for the creating of the report preparation. This any kind of thing you have depend on your structure or your higher educations. Create a audit plan. So the second one is a create a audit plan. This committee is create a plan to academic year 2020, 22 and 23. In this year, to chalk out the plan, what we want to do in this academic year, or what performance are we are doing in this year. Okay. Next, request and review documents including it. We are the producing some documents like your audit process, audit reports, like how many plants are present in your campus, they are what, which kind of the plants, their genera, their species, and so many kind of the including this report. Next slide. Permits or permit application. If you want to identification of the plantation or any kind of, you can use also applications. Different kinds of the application we can also use. Production records. In this production records, we have to produce the documents, different various of documents like the plantation, which plant you are created, plantation the plant, what is the plant, when you put serving the plants, so kind of different kinds of these reports. Pre-audits include correction, action, and status of the priority audit reports. Prepare a list of questions that regulate would like ask follow-up question, and prepare the audits and request for additional material related needed to for the combination of the green audit reports. Being and fill in the disclosure of the violation table as ensure or identify these reports. Next slide. Second is audit. In this audit, we are the process of actual audit. In this audit, we have to conduct, the college has been conducting green audit from an audit committee. My dear friends, we have to create a green audit committee. You are creating, if you have in your higher education, we have to create 2 committees extra, additional in NAC committee, green audit committee, energy audit committee, or compile both are one committee. We have to appointed a teacher as like botanical teacher, and for the engineering, energy audit, we are appointed the physics teachers or electronic teacher, because they are easily to understand and evaluated the calculation of the energy consumption from your higher education. In this second report, we have to set the ground rules, determine the what happened, which issues are identified when we evaluated this, created the reports of the green audit, conduct daily meetings to keep every format. In the academic year 22-23, we have to chalk out the plan. chart the plan, how many meetings were conducted in this academic year, the observation of plants, the identification of plants and their genera species, perform a document review. For in this process, we are some create the policies, complaints, training. For example, your air, water, waste, noise control, monitoring device, and records in this mention in reports. Emergency response produce also we are mentioned. Next slide. The response to complaints. If you have any kind of complaints, we can easily to solve this green audit. Check the documents for completeness, consistency, legal complaints, and whether it up to date. It means we are the creating the committee which create the documents or files. They are the update till 2022 to 23 in academic January to December, or this academic year month wise, week wise, or day wise. Conduct a site inspection. In this site inspection, we have to create where we have created the plantation or which kind of the plants are we are in our campus higher education. Evaluate operation for complaints, take samples if needed. Okay. Interview is personally operation management maintenance to see if policies are understood and constantly handled by this committee. Discover issues of concerns. If you have work out in this, we have to some issues are also created, then we have to find it and solve it, these issues. Conduct the closing meeting, listening and discussing of all issues, develop correctivity action for each issues to explain in this committee with your members. Next slide. Third one is back pen. Third one is post audit. This post audit, we are the action plan for the better environmental practices. In these practices, we have to the college authority reviews environmental related initiatives that are implemented according to the internal green audit report. Means pre-audit. We are explain the pre and post audit. Pre-audited explain or suggest some points for to the your next considering the external audit. We have to mention some regarding the initiatives implementing for the green audit report. Okay. This also plan for the next academic year duration in order have better environmental sanitation. In this also report, we are the preparing the environmental audit report and disclose of the violation forms, list of confirmed issue and area of concern, list action item required follow up. In this audit, we have to mention, we are to identify the how many these problems or any kind of the suggestion we are mentioned. Who's mentioned? They are the internal audit, means college audit team. Okay. In shortly, we are explain about that the energy audit, sorry, green audit. We have to in this report. This is the procedure we are conducting the green audit, but as a part, I am explaining shortly what we do in this green audit. In short, my dear colleagues, friends, we are easily to conduct a green audit report by your botanical subject or teacher subject. That is, we have to specifically identification of the area, our college area, college campus. What is the area of college campus? How many area is occupied by building? How many area occupied by the plantation, garden, and other environmental activity? In other environmental activity in this, you can also establish a botanical garden if you want. In this botanical garden, you can several kinds of plants are plantation in this garden. Okay, that is the best way to understand. And after that, we are bifurcation these plant species and genera. Okay, divided in different kinds of the species, plant species, and these plants are noted in your audit reports. Okay, how many plants are your in plantation, your campus? Which are they? The types of the plantation, and when we this create the plantation procedure or plant put in the plantation. These all things are mentioned in report, and on that report, how many pollution we are reduced in these procedures, or what percentage of pollution in our campus provided or produced by the wastewater, any other kinds of the pollution. That is your the dear environmental, sorry, energy audit. It is a specifically short energy audit we are explained in this PPT. The next one is energy audit. Next one. Next. So this energy audit. First of all, I will explain in shortly, then explain the briefly slide by slide. What is the energy audit? Why we are acting this procedure, or we are compiling this audit report or any kind of the procedure? Why? Energy is important for us. We are the consumption of this energy by through the higher different kinds of the higher education. If we see, we are the energy product. We are not producing the energy, but we are the energy how to evaluate it by through your higher education. So what is the energy audit and what can be defined as inspection of survey, analysis of energy flow in a structure, in process, or in a system intended to reduce the amount of energy without negatively affect the outputs. That is your energy audit. In this energy audit, we have just identified how much energy we are day wise, sorry, hour wise, day wise, week wise, month wise, and year wise consumption of the energy by different departments in higher education. It means what? That in our college we have the 7 departments and seven buildings or 7 building structure. They are apart from different ways, and these 7 buildings have different kinds of in halls, experimental laboratories, and experimental rooms, or any kind of the mention in your each and every buildings. These buildings we have to in that different kinds of the instruments. They are the, for example, engineering college have to so many kind of instruments, or degree bachelor college or PG college, we are use the different kinds of instrument. They are consumption higher level of energy. Okay, and also we have to use the solar energy. Why? Because the consumption of energy, electric energy, we are reduced through the solar energy. For example, we have to use in one day 100 unit energy consumption from the we are energy board, and we have to use solar energy. We are consumption, we are produced from the solar. We have to every day we are produce 20 to 40 units energy we are produce. So that is the best way, best practices for the energy consumption. Okay, this energy audit is the key to systematic approaches for decision making in the area of energy management. It attempts to the balance the total energy inputs with its use and serves to identify all the energy streaming facilities. In short, we are for that explain. An energy audit will also identify energy saving opportunities. It will be help you understand your energy uses and way to use energy better in your structural area. An energy audit can also define safety concern with electrical system. It means what? To making or writing or ventilation or making your home or business safer in higher education. Next slide, ma'am. For the conservation of energy, the best option is energy audit, which can the energy audit is a process to determine when, where, why, and how energy is used in the plant or building. Means, for example, where, when, where, why. This three sentence is explain the energy audit. It means what? When we are collected, where and why. This three sentence is evaluated the energy audit. For example, what? This three sentence, when, where, why, means when we are used in building, where, when, so 1 month, where in building one, why, for the consumption, for the operating for the system or daily uses. Okay, this collection of this information helps to identify the situation where there is needed to improve energy efficiency and decrease the production cost. It is important for that. As per the Energy Conservation Act 2001, this energy audit is defined the verification, monitoring, and analysis of us of energy, including submission of the technical reports containing recommendation for the improving energy efficiency with good cost benefit analysis and an action plan to reduce the energy consumption. Already I was say about that. How many energy we are consumption by the electricity board and how many solar energy we are producing our campus or higher education. That is the difference between two section. How much energy we are consumption from the electricity board and how much energy are produced from the solar system. Next, ma'am. So what is the need for the energy audit? We know about everyone know what is the use of the energy audit, need or use. This energy is important for our life. Without energy, we are nothing to do any work. If you do the energy, if you work on the laboratory, we have to energy. If you want to analyze some sample through the instrumentation, we are also use the energy. Any kind in industry, in higher education institute, we have to use this energy. It is very important. Why? The energy audit would give a positive orientation to the energy cost reduction. It means what? Prevention, maintenance, and quality control program, which are vital for the production and utility activity. Such an audit program will help to keep the production and utility activities for the consumption of energy. And that energy consumption, we have to pay cost for the consumption of energy. Okay, next slide. This energy audit would given a positive orientation to the energy cost. What? Reduction, prevention, maintenance, and quality control programs, which are vital for the production and utility activity for the audit reports. Okay. In general, if you see the energy audit is a translation of conservation idea into realities by the leading technical feasible solution with economic and other organization consideration with specific time frame. When we this frame we can use. Next, man. So how many types of the energy audit? Okay. If you see the types of energy audit performed, that depends on the energy. For example, functional and type of industry or institutional, higher education, depth to which final audit is needed, potential and magnitude of the cost reduction desired. These function we are used for the types of audit. For example, thus any energy audit can be classified into two following types. That's preliminary audit and detailed audit. Okay. So first of all, we understand the audit performance policy. What is audit performance? It depends on the structure or your higher education. The structure or the functional college or this campus are small, medium or large. Okay. And how much energy we are consumption in our higher education is very also important for that. And how much cost we are bear for this process. It is also important for this us. So there are two types, preliminary audit and detailed audit. In next slide, ma'am. If you see the preliminary audit, or it is also known as preliminary energy audit methodology. So we can first of all understand the energy audit. We are the understanding about the energy audit, the structure of energy audit, or the frame of energy audit. In this frame of energy audit, we have to evaluate the how much energy we are consumption by every department, by every building, or by every structure, and how much cost are bearing for that process. Okay, so see what is the related quick access. Establish the energy consumption in the organization. Number one, establish the scope of saving, identify the most likely easiest areas for attention or easily to implement the immediate identification of the saving, set a reference point, identify areas for more detailed study or measurement of the energy consumption. Or next one is that the preliminary energy audit uses extensive existing or easily obtaining data for the consumption of energy. Next slide. So second one is detail audit. It means audit methodology. First is planning. Second one is auditing reports. In this, a comprehensive audit provides a detailed energy project implementation plan for the facility. Since it is evaluated all major energy using system, that is the types of the audit offer the most accurate estimate of energy saving and cost. It consider the interactive effects of all projects, accounts of the energy use, all the major equipment. In this phase, we have to create three phases. These phases are to evaluate the detailed energy audit is carried in this three phase. What is this three phase? First one, pre-audit phase, audit phase, and post-audit phase. If you see the in energy audit, same as pre-audit, audit, and post-audit. The same methodology or the procedure are both are equal, but the working is different. In energy audit also we are see pre-audit, audit, and post-audit. In energy audit, sorry, green audit, same as like in energy audit, same three phase, that is pre-audit phase, audit phase, and post-audit phase. Next one. So that is the guidance to conduct the energy audit. In this report, we are mentioned the comprehensive 10 steps. What we are, what can do the stages are presenting in these 10 stages. Next slide, ma'am. So the phase one, pre-audit phase activity. In this pre-audit phase activity, that is the we are the structure of methodology. In this, carrying the capacity to studying the efficiency of work. On this initial study of the site should always be carried out at the planning of the procedure necessary for our audit, and most important in this first phase, that is what is the initial site visit or preparation required for auditing reports. We are mentioning or we are creating an initial site visit may take 1 day and gives an energy auditor engineers an opportunity to meet the personal concern, to familiarize him with the site and the assess to producer necessary to carry out the energy audit. For it means what? During the initial site visit, the energy auditor means the external auditor. We are not evaluated this energy audit, but it is exactly evaluated by the external auditor means energy auditor. This energy auditor should be carry out the following some actions. Next, they are as discuss the site senior management, the aim of the energy audit, discuss the economic guidelines associated with the recommendation of the audit, analyze the major energy consumption data with the relevant personnel, obtain the site drawing where available building layout, steam distribution, compressed air distribution, electricity distribution, etc. Tour the site accompanied by the energy production. This some site preparation we are prepared. In the first, discuss with the site senior management the aim of the energy audit. For example, we have to explain about the our higher education structural area or campus, we are explain or the layout of this area or chart we are prepared. Means already we are saying the we are campus area 2 acres. In this 2 acres, we are 1.5 acre is building construction, buildings. There are different kinds of departments as like 8, 9, 7, 3, so many departments, and remaining half acres area. In this area, we are the plantation, the trees or gardens or playgrounds. Okay, and then after economic guidelines, guidelines, it means what? How many departments, how much energy consumption from each departments, how many power consumption this department, or how many energy consumption these departments. Okay, next, analyze the major energy consumption data with the relevant personnel. It is very also important because the major energy consumption through the departments as like instruments or any kind of the work, we are the consumption of higher energy are consumed by these departments. Then next one is site drawing, where available building layout. Already we are saying the layout is important for the energy consumption or energy audit. Next slide, ma'am. The main of this visit area. So we have to mention some aims regarding this energy audit report. That is to finalize the energy audit team. You have to also create internal team. Also internal as like you are head of the Department of Physics or electric or electronic, and with some members are collaborative work for in this committee, which are the easily to understand, and that data is provided by the external auditors. The external audit have some instrument, they are evaluated and they are calculated the energy consumption by departmental wise or by building wise. They identify the main energy consumption area, planned item to be the survey during the audit reports in year wise, year wise or month wise, depend on the your billing, monthly billing or year month wise billing. It is evaluated and is converted into the day or year wise. To decide where the any meters will have to install prior to the audit. Example, kilowatts, steam, oil or gas meter. The energy of external energy auditor is evaluated the whole energy calculation in the form of kilowatt energy, because if the higher education, the institutional are bigger, they have the energy consumption is high. If the structure is small, the energy consumption very small. Okay, in this we have to use steam, oil, gas meter, the different kinds of the instrument we are used, and how much consumption of energy also described in this departmental wise and laboratory wise and instrument wise. This instrument is consumption day wise, how much energy consumed by this departmental instrument. Okay, to identify the instrument required for carrying out the audit, to plan with the time frame, to collect micro data or planned energy resources, major energy consumption center in this procedure, to create the awareness through meeting programs. And we have to also create the awareness program in our college, how to reduce the consumption of the energy. Okay, by the energy for the energy of the energy audit. Next slide, ma'am. Page 2, detailed energy audit activity. In this detailed energy activity, we are extended or comprehensively audit can take from the several weeks to several months to complete. It means what? That the consumption of energy is, for example, X institution is kilowatt energy. For example, the college is consumption as 700 units or 1000 unit is monthly consumption or use the electric energy. This 700 units of energy is evaluated or calculated by the A institutional, that is a larger institutional. B institutional is a smaller institutional. They are only, for example, 300 or 500 unit. Why 300 to 500? Because the institutional are smaller and the consumption of energy is very low. But A institutional is the consumption of energy high because the area of the large and the consumption of energy large. We have to evaluate it day wise, month, week wise, month wise, year wise. If you see the electricity bill, we are given by the electricity board. That is the monthly electricity bill. Okay. In this bill, we have only, if you see the describing the how much energy consumption unit and the amount of the unit. That is only explained. But this external auditor are identify the describe or detailed study of every department or every building, evaluation or calculation of the how much energy are consumption by this building. And in the building have different kinds of the instrument. For example, you can use the water filter. Okay, the working is out, water filter is morning 7 to afternoon 2 p.m. or evening 7, 12 hours. So 12 hours, the morning 7 to evening 7, how much energy are consumption these water purifier? Okay, or you have to use in your every classroom fans. How many fans are in classrooms? How many classroom in buildings? Calculation, that evaluation also important. Each fan, how much energy consumption each fan, tube lights, bulbs, LED, LCD, and any other kind of these instrumentation. This detailed study we are explained in this energy audit. Okay, and one more most thing is that the structure of building. Structure of building, it means what? The building structure, the walls are smaller, larger, thick. What is the height of the wall, the width of the wall, the length of the wall, and every hall, how many the types of the different kinds of the consumption of energy consumption instrument like tube, fans, LED, LCD, and other instrument. Next slide, ma'am. That are also we are justified. Okay, the information to be collected during the detailed audit includes that as per my knowledge, that some information we are the explain in this your audit report. That is what energy consumption by type of energy, by department, by major item of process equipment, by the end of use. I was already say we are the mentioning of the types of the energy by department, by major item, by of process equipment or end of use. These are explained in the energy audit. Next one is material balance data, means raw material, intermediate and financial produce, recycled material use of the scrap or waste production by the produce for reuse in other industry etc. For example, if you have to reuse the some electric products as like the waste material are you use electronic material, they are also mentioned in that. Energy cost and traffic data, how much energy we are consumption and how much cost we are bearing for that the energy, and what is your traffic data, it means what is your monthly billing. This is also essential information for your this audit report. Generation and distribution of site service means, okay, for we have ventilation, we have to use the ventilation fan, different kinds of the fans or ventilation process, that is also essential. Source of energy supply, electric from the grid or self generation. For example, you are the electric from grid or self generation by the generator or other activity. Potential for fuel substitutional process modification and the use of the cogeneration system means what? Obtain the heat and power generation. For example, solar energy. How much we are to, if any kind of the solar plant we are installed in your terrace or your college as a small or larger part of the solar energy, solar lamp, solar street lamp, or solar energy production instrument. How much in they are consumption or the creator of the energy, and how much this energy we can use related to both of these. Next one. Next slide. Okay. This energy cost we are mentioning in this process. Okay. That one more thing is important. Technology process use the equipment details. These evaluation process we have which technology we can use, or which process or which equipment is also important for this. Okay. Capacity of utilization is also important for this. Amount and type of input material used. For example, we have to use the calculation of energy calculation. Some instrument we are calculated the energy, how much energy, or submeters is identify the how much energy consumption, water consumption, fuel consumption, the different kinds of consumption energy sources. Next one. Electric energy consumption, steam consumption, other inputs such as compressed air, cooling water, etc. Quantity, types of the waste generation, percentage rejection, reprocessing, efficiency, yield. This whole are these in this production. Next one. That is the data collection hints. Some hints are we are mentioned in this slide. That is what how to measure the system should be easily understanding the consumption of energy. What is the quality of this consumption? They are also important. And measurements existence. It means workload or periods. They are also information in this. And last one is design the value by taken measurement of cooling water through the heat exchangers. This is the important that can be evaluated this energy. Next slide, ma'am. Next slide. This is the penciling G format action. It means what? This is the your institutional diagram and how much energy. For example, if you see the steam air water cooler, chilled water for steam air containing air cooler, ETP machines, wastewater generation, raw material consumption, steam lake, water pump. They are present in this penciling G diagram. This diagram, which is explain the consumption of the energy. Next slide. Identification of energy consumption opportunity. We have to fuel substitution, energy generation, energy distribution, energy used by process. This is the process we are to one by one we are evaluated. Fuel substitution. It means what? How much fuel we are conservation from this process. Energy generation. If we have to other than the electric energy we have generation, that also explain. Energy distribution, which energy created is distributed in the different kinds of departmentals or instrumentation. Energy used by process, which energy major opportunity for the improvement, and many of them hidden process we are used in this process. Next slide. Technical and economical facility. In this technical and economic facility, we have the procedure or we are identifying some important point, that is technical facility should be addressed the following issues. Which issues? Space, skill, manpower, reliability, service. It is important for us because the evaluation or calculation for that. Impact of energy efficiency measure or safety, quality, production or process of the energy conservation. The maintenance requirement and spare availability. Which instrument we are used and the mention the requirements or spare quality availability in your institutional. Okay. And economical visibility. In this economical visibility means how much cost bearing for that process. Next slide. This sample worksheet for see investment, annual operation cost, and annual saving. Investment means equipment, civil works, instrumentation, and accessories. That is the investment. Annual operation cost means cost of capital, maintenance, manpower, energy, description. Annual saving, it's thermal energy, electric energy, raw material, or waste disposal. These all things are explained in your with calculation in your energy audit reported by the external auditor, not a internal. It is only explained by the external audited through the different kinds of the procedure evaluated by the energy conservation. Next slide, ma'am. The classification of energy conservation measurement. There are three: low cost, medium cost, and high cost. What is the mean by low cost or normal cost? It is the depend on the committee or structure of the institutional, which low cost, medium cost, high cost. Next one. There's a table. See, this table is depend on the low, medium, high. This is a good. If you see the priority, we are the mixed four table, four rows: priority, economical feasibility, technical feasibility, and risk feasibility. We are mentioned. In this, we are A for good, B for maybe, C for help, D for not. We are mentioning about the electricity consumption or priority guidelines for the consumption of energy for the energy audit reports. Huh? Okay. Next slide. Role of green audit. That are this energy audit. This is the energy audit. We can see the green audit, energy audit. Okay, these both energy and green audit procedure. We can explain about in shortly. Explain once again. The energy and green audit is dividedly two portion or two types: pre-audit, internal audit and external audit. Internal audit is evaluated by the college committee, and external audit is evaluated by the other. Means it is considered by the government, state or national, or NGOs, or any kinds of consultancy which as certified by the state or central government. That is the external. Okay. These energy audit and green audit divided in three types: pre-audit, audit, and post-audit. In pre-audit, explain the chart of the explanation. Post-audit, pre-audit, audit, and post-audit. In audit, second part is audit. We are explain the procedure of the audit reports. And post-audit, we are evaluation of each and every points and create the reports. This is the post-audit, pre-audit, audit, and post-audit. Okay. So what is the role of the green and energy audit in higher education? My dear friends, now NAC, the Government of India or University Grant Commission mentioned the different statutory body like NAC committee, NIA, SIA. They are different kinds of the graded agencies which they are graded by the higher educations, institutional colleges or university. It depends on the structure of that. In higher education has responsibility in the relation to the society in which it operates. The environmental impact has become a critical part of the measuring all performance and ability to countering, operating, and effectively this. So this agency is created to avoid the excess of energy consumption or deforestation or the energy conservation or green energy, are it mentioned in the criteria number 7 in NAC. In criteria number 7, in this they explain the all energy audit, green audit compulsory, and they have, I think they are more marks for these reports. Okay, so we have to apply or identify or work on this green audit and energy audit and create a compile or auditor report in this NAC 2 for identification of the NAC team. Okay, it is a very important because we have to much more marks for in these reports. Next slide. Next slide, ma'am. If you see the first one, okay. The higher education is important. All these energy audit, green audit, energy audit, green audit is important us because we are the identification of your good and bad thing in our institutional, how much consumption of energy or how much energy are created in energy audit, and green audit, how much plantation we are place in our institutional, and how much deforestation are also important, because the in green audit we are the consumption of the use of the energy, natural energy resources, and reduce the pollution, as like air pollution. Some of plants, they are reduce the pollution through the different kinds of the plants. Specifies the species is explain the your botanical teacher or environmental teachers. That is the very essential, and that is the simple chart we are explaining that higher education institutional. What is the use, or what can explain the social responsibility, stakeholder, environment, responsible energy utilization, and what is the sustainable energy supply. It means what we are to support the sustainable development. If we are the use these things, we are to saving our earth, and we are to consume the resources. They are in natural or man-made sources. Next slide. Thank you. That is the in short we are presenting this energy and green audit. If anyone have regarding this question, then you can ask me.
The session is open for discussion now. You can unmute and interact with the resource person, or you can post the questions in the chat box. Thank you, sir. Thank you all.
My number is posted on the chat box. If any question regarding or related to queries, you can text me on WhatsApp also. And also my firm is evaluated or reporting the environmental audit and energy audit. If you want or evaluated this process through me, will do for your college or your institution.
You can post your queries in chat box also. I'll read it to sir.
Any question?
What is the reference point?
Acha. So, Dr. Brinda sir, okay. Reference point means what, sir? It can be explained. Regarding if you see the explanation of the process, if you want the explanation of this energy, something that used to judge or understanding some else data, that is the reference point. Means professor or use the study of the reference point, evaluating this to the theories. If any have question regarding this process or energy or green audit, that can be explained this process. Okay. Preface means judgment. You have to judge this point or this question. Next one.
Any other queries?
Okay, so thank you.
What are the standards you will consider for reference points, sir?
Sir, the standard is created by frame of the consultancy. Okay, we are not standard explain about that the consideration, because the standard our conducting the internal committee, but we have to evaluated by the external committee referred by the NAC procedure. Some standard are created or explain the NAC team. NAC manual. You see the NAC manual, they are mentioned some standards. For example, the external auditor or external agency is referred or approved by the government, or the consultancy are is under norms by the government. Okay, anyone?
Any other queries? You can post it in chat box also. Any other queries?
And please, no one evaluated by self or internal auditor, because the NAC is not approved to the internal auditor. NAC is approved only external auditor. They are recommended by the government. Okay, some agencies or colleges, any they are evaluated by these specific environmental green audit, but they are not considerable. Those agencies and consultants is considered by the government by the standard of the mentioned by the NAC manual. So thank you. So shall we stop here, ma'am, or any other?
Yes, sir. We can wind up.
Okay.
On behalf of
Thank you, all of
IoT
you.
Academy, on behalf of IoT Academy, we thank Dr. Syed Junaid Allapax for the enlightening and enriching session, sir. We thank you once again for the informative presentation, and we thank you for enhancing and understanding the commendable presentations. It was
Thank you, all of you.
An amazing session.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you very much for your efforts, sir. I thank all the participants for joining the session today, and kindly submit the feedback form using the link that will be posted in the chat box. Thank you all. Kindly submit the feedback form using the link that has been posted in the chat box. Thank you all. Have a great day. Dear participants, certificates will be delivered within 2 days. Kindly check in the spam also. Thank you all.